before we get into this episode, I repeat, before we get into this episode, I just got one question.
Comments that kind of disturb me out of all the comments. That I'm not Swac. Who is? I got time today. Who is Swac? If I ain't Swac, who is Swac? If I ain't Swac, who is Swac? If I ain't Swac, who is Swac? Baby, who is?
Baby? Who? Yo, listen, that
Look here.
He got me looking around. Am I Swac? Like, yo.
Dog. Listen, he didn't say nothing about football. I'm ready to run through a wall right now with a football in my hand for this motherfucker.
Listen, man, you know, before we get into that, this episode is brought to you by DraftKings, the home of the 5 for 200. If you got 5 smackaroos, you would get 200 smackaroos and free bets. Chris don't like my use of smackaroos, and that's cool though. But just know that I'm not talking about virtual money. I'm talking real, actual currency. You can build your parlay. You know what I'm saying? I myself, I had a 14 leg. All I just needed Clyde Edwards-Helaire to just score a touchdown for your boy, man. 14 legs would not be no more podcasts. Well, y'all would have never seen me again. This would have been it. Wouldn't have been no Lito's rants. I'd have fell off the fucking planet. But shout out to DraftKings, man. The code is BOOT. BOOT, home of the 5 for 200. But let's get into this, right? So, you know, we obviously just played the video. That is from oh my God, Coach Prime. Wow. Coach Prime, the head coach of the Jackson State University. And they played, is it Alabama A&M?
Alabama State.
They played Alabama State for Alabama State's homecoming. I'm mad I don't have this one particular speech of the homecoming before the game. I mean, of the speech before the game where he was just like, you know, everybody got a price to pay. You know, they invited us here on their homecoming, so they got to pay a price. Like, yo, Prime is different, man. But before I get in, I ask you how you feel about these particular statements. We got to talk about the shove heard around the world. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to play it for you real fast. Man, Prime looked like he looked like he was trying to stick and move, cuz.
Must be the money.
That's probably the Jerry Curl. That's probably the Jerry Curl right there.
Yeah. Dog, listen, like that, how Eddie Robinson Jr., okay, son of a legend in all the sports, beyond college, beyond just college football. I think his comments afterwards kind of explain it, and I kind of get what he's saying. I kind of get it. Now, would I have handled it that way? I don't know. I got my ass beat. It's our homecoming. I feel like you ran up the score. You know, I feel like, you know, I'm kind of like, this is my life. You just kind of doing this as a side job. I'm a little salty. You know, I understand. I'm a little salty. We don't really talk. We ain't homies. I ain't got to act like. I kind of get that. I get what I'm saying. I can't tell you if he made the right decision, but in the heat of the moment, I get it. We ain't brothers. We ain't partners. We ain't friends. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm going to shake your hand and I'm going to keep it moving. I don't want to embrace. I don't want to hug because you ain't Swac.
Listen.
Because I am Swac.
Who is Swac? What is Swac? Where is Swac? These are questions that like need to be answered. I'm with you on that though. I feel like, yeah, I'm gonna shake your hand for the, you know, as a youngin, we all after a game, you all had to line up and shake hands. So like that's something like whether or not you wanted to do it, that is something that we do, right? But the dap hug into the I don't know, that feels a little bit unnecessary. I'm not mad at E-Rob. I'm not mad at E-Rob on that, especially when you get into the pregame, not the pregame, but some comments that were made this summer by Dion about he didn't necessarily name drop Coach E-Rob, but he said his team's name, and he said he basically you know what, I'm gonna just stop being political. He basically called them broke boys. He called them broke boys, and he said, like, I wouldn't run my camp this way. You know, like, y'all basically taking this is Coach. You know what? I don't even have to.
Thing you touched on recently was the money games.
You just saw Alabama State play against UCLA.
Right.
I don't mind that, but tell the kids what it is. Mm-hmm. I'm playing for money. I'm playing so that we can pay for this, pay for this. Don't act like you got a chance, because you know you don't. Mm-hmm. And then if you playing for money, do real business. So you getting $500,000 or $590,000, whatever was reported. Mm-hmm. Why don't you call and check and see how much a charter flight is, 2 charters, because you got one for the team and one for the band. Now you got hotels and all that, all those accommodations, and probably 2 nights of food and all that. That's probably 6 meals. That's going to be an upward of $700, $800 to $1 million, but you're getting $590. So you took a L and took a L. If I put my kids in a situation where there's no win and is detrimental to their health, I'm selling them out. It don't make sense to me, man. The numbers just don't add up to me. Yeah. That's a problem for me.
You took an L and you took an L. That's 2 L's.
You know what's funny? I think everybody can relate to that. What does one L and another L make when you put them together?
A field goal post.
Okay. All right. It could make a all right, whatever. Go ahead.
What was that?
That was like a diamond, but it was also like a triangle.
Okay. All right.
That's crazy. Yeah, it could be Illuminati.
You didn't put it over your eye though, so it's all.
Oh yeah.
Like, that. I mean, look, man. I could feel some type of way about you making statements about my program, and then you try to hit me with a dab hug after you blew me out at my homecoming.
Is Prime pocket watching?
That kind of felt like some hater. That felt a little haterish. If we gonna keep it a bean, that felt a little haterish.
Okay, yeah, because I mean, look, like, and here's the thing. Prime in a weird position. And I hope he understands. I'm sure he does. Again, you don't have to do this. Prime is set for life. His kid's set for life. His kid set for life. His legacy is set. Nobody gonna argue with you. Maybe about 5 people argue with you that he's not the best cornerback in football in the history of the game, the NFL. His legacy and what he's done for defensive backs, what he's done for young kids after their career in youth football. But dog, like, everybody's not you. Prime in this position, he's set to where, all right, if they go, and shout out to him. I think, you know, I mean, he's staying true to himself, because I think that question is based off of, I think it was Bama that reached out to him. They wanted to play, and he was like, not yet. See me next year. Because he felt like the team wasn't ready.
Yeah.
Which is fair.
I went to HBCU.
I get it. Yeah, go ahead.
I went to HBCU. I mean, I didn't mean to cut you off.
What?
I went to HBCU. You don't. He's in a weird space where he doesn't have to do the dog and pony show that a lot of other HBCUs have to do in order to get this money. So I kind of, it's hard for him to critique something that, like, his situation is not the normal one.
He ain't got the same struggle.
He don't, look at the players that it's Dion fucking sent. Like, who not gonna want to send their son to see Coach Prime?
And Lito, look, how about this? For that analogy he used about Alabama State, even if the profit shares are even, or they come out losing against that, like, let's say Jackson State was in that situation, right? That he explained between Alabama State and UCLA. Prime got enough money if he wanted to cover that back end, whatever they was missing, to make sure the kids had everything. It's different.
And even if he didn't have to cover it, he's made enough relationships where he could get the funding. I mean, He played for Jerry Jones. You know what I'm saying? He played for enough people where he's charismatic enough. He's got the personality. Like this man could do anything. He was a rapper. Like he was a football player. He played in a football game and a baseball game in the same day. Like we not talking about a normal with Jorian with a Jerry Curl. We not talking about a normal human being. Like this is Deion. This is Deion. So when Eddie Robb say he not Swac, I understand where he coming from. Like this is some we getting it out the mud, which it sucks that we got to do it that way, right? It sucks that because this is a historically black college, like we got to do it this way, and nobody really paying attention to give us these things that we need. But like I get what he's saying, and you know what? I have the video of it. I'm gonna just play what he said so we can see why Deion asked who was Swac.
Well, I guess me being up front is just like I thought it was a lot of disrespect the whole week. And so you're not going to be disrespectful the whole week in the media. We didn't talk in the pregame. I was out there the whole time at the 50-yard line. He walked through our whole our whole huddle on our end zone and came a long way around to get to his side of the field in the pregame. Thought that wasn't classy at all. And so in the postgame, I'm not about to give you the Obama bro hug. I'm going to shake your hand and I'm going to go on. I'm going to always be respectful and respect the game. You got the great guys, W.C. Gordon, Eddie G. Robinsons, those guys, Reno Chasm. I'm living on the shoulders of the Swac. He ain't Swac. I'm Swac. He ain't Swac. So he's in the conference doing a great job. Can't knock that. Got a great team. Son should be up for the Heisman Trophy winner. I love Shador. Great player. I love what he's doing for the conference. Probably one of the best things we had since that Steve McNair when he was in there. Love all of that, but you're not going to come here and disrespect me and my team and my school and then want to bro hug me. Shake my hand and get the hell on. Period. You got the W. Great job. I hope he comes back next year. I pray he don't get a Power 5 job so we can play them next year in Jackson, and I pray they put us for their damn homecoming.
Coach, would you describe it? Were you just trying to pull away from his handshake there?
Yeah, I was just pulling away. I mean, we handshaked and that was it. I mean, it ain't no need for no embrace. We ain't friends. He ain't never called me. I ain't never called him. Great player. Everybody wanted to goddamn be prime time as a little kid. All right, great player. All of that. Played against him. Got tons of respect for the guy.
Yo, even throughout the anger, bro was still giving him compliments. Like he was still giving Deion his flowers.
Yeah,
he gave his son flowers. He gave the program flowers. I mean, it's hard. Yo, I get it. Like I get it, man. Like I'm not going. The thing about we just did an episode on mental health, and we just talked about how everybody's situation isn't the same, and even great players. Prime talked about he had mental health. He talked about ending it all, right? The thing I feel like is important in this situation is when you are aware of like where you are as far as like just your place in life. I think you gotta understand you can't hold yourself up to Deion. You can't you can't meet Deion. You just gotta and I respect Eddie's stance. Yo, look, I'm following the footsteps of the guys who were my idols coming up. Like everybody knows that Deion's situation is not normal. He said he kind of threw him a little shade in there talking about, I hope he come back next year and he don't take Power 5. I heard that. I like how you did that. You was real professional about it. Also, don't give me the Obama bro hug is like
crazy.
That's top 5. That's material right there.
That's crazy. And but look, I mean, and here's the other side of that equation. Prime can't help who he is at this point. Prime could have, more than likely, could have taken a better, right, a different job than Jackson State. He chose to go against the grain. It's prime time. We talked about it. Deion could have went to, a situation, went to a school where he didn't have the same uphill battle for funding and resources that he talked about. Mississippi going through hell right now, and that water crisis. Look, man, Flint's still going through it. Like these are the conditions, but behind that, we know the issues and uphill battle, the HBCUs, and you went to one, what they have to go through or go forward for resources and the same amenities that a lot of these other institutions have and can get at the snap of a finger. It's fair. Prime going to Jackson State helps tremendously. And that's the other side of that coin for Eddie. Because while Prime could end up leaving, while you can say he's not Swac, while you can say he's not friends, he's not, he if he would have did this to, I don't know, just a random guy, a Joseph Taylor. Let's say Joseph Taylor, I'm just naming just a random guy. Let's say Joseph Taylor. Joseph Taylor was being the head coach of Jackson State. It wouldn't have got the same attention. And the same thing happened. It wouldn't have got the same attention. Like, a lot of eyes are on the SWAC division. A lot of eyes every time you play Jackson State's opportunity for one of your kids to get eyes on them, for them to have scouts available, for them to have exposure, you included, that you wouldn't get in any other situation. It's tough. I get it.
I mean, it's the gift and the curse. Like you said, like these are games, like they getting games on ESPN, like they getting coverage that they would not normally get. Like you just got to put up with Dion. You know what I'm saying? Like
pretty much.
You just got to put up with Dion busting your ass for as long as he wants to be in that conference, just because like there's no way you're ever going to beat them.
No,
you're never going to get players as good as him. But on the flip side of it, he has spoken out about, HBCUs in general. He's spoken about how like they deserve better funding, more funding. He's spoken about their practice facilities, how he wants to make them, NFL ready. But again, man, that's like the outlier that he got going on. Like that's an anomaly type situation where you go to practice, then you got Terrell Owens in your locker room. You know what I'm saying? Like you got like you got young Dolph.
Yes,
like,
rest in peace.
Rest in peace to Dolph. Like you got that guy like just coming to hype y'all up. Like yo, we just go perform 100 shots. Like just have to practice. There's no big deal.
You got to see that play. If you're one of those coaches, you got to be able to see that play and get over any animosity that's surrounded by it, any saltiness, any bitterness, jealousy, whatever the case may be. And not saying Eddie Robinson Jr. is jealous in any sort of form, but you got to let it be. Because listen, Prime better than me. And I shout out to Coach Cyprian in New Orleans. He posted a video about it. I told him, like, Prime better than me. I would have offered the nigga an assistant coaching job after the game. You treat me like that.
Right.
Because who ain't Swac? If I ain't Swac.
Valid question. You know what I'm saying? Valid question.
Can you play the video again?
Oh, for sure. Definitely.
Comments that kind of disturb me out of all the comments. That I'm not Swac. Who is? I got time today. Who is Swac? If I ain't Swac, who is Swac? If I ain't Swac, who is Swac? If I ain't Swac, who is Swac? Baby, who is?
Make this a song. This is crazy.
Who is? If you know, you know. If you know, you goddamn know. I rate on how good a show is on how hard Chris laughs. If we get the Chris kind of laugh, we did good today.
Dion said, "Hey, not the Swac." Oh, that's crazy.
Yo, I got nothing else, man. How you feel? You got anything to add to this?
Nah, that kind of took me out, man.
All right. So look, before we get out of here, man, I'm gonna say like, subscribe, comment, rate us 5 stars, rate the Godcast 5 stars on the Apple app or whatever streaming app. Rate Chris Conner in space 5 stars. Leave us a comment. If you don't, I feel like your mama a hater. Like, again, it's not me saying your mom's a hater. I'm saying if you don't do the things that we're asking you to do, this is how you feel about your mom. That's all I'm saying. But before we get out of here, I gotta say this, man. Shout out to Suede, the remix, the DJ, man. I'm gonna leave y'all with this.
If I ain't Swac, who is Swac? If I ain't Swac, who is Swac? If I ain't Swac, who is Swac? Baby, who is Swac? Who is Swac?
I wake up motivated. 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 I wake up trying to bless somebody, inspire somebody, encourage somebody, help somebody to the next level. I got time today. I got time today. I got time. I got time. I got time today. I got time today. I got time today. I got time. I got time. I got time today. Who is Swac? If ain't Swac, who is Swac? If ain't Swac, who is Swac? If ain't Swac, who?
Hey, that's a hit. I need that on. I need that streaming somewhere. I need that. Shout out to DJ Sway, the remix guy. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate that. Black people just be talented. They just be doing shit. They just be doing shit together. He probably did that shit in 5 minutes too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But man, that's all I got, man. You got any, man, tell the people where they can find you at. You got any last words from?
Man, buy this fucking shirt.
Oh, absolutely.
Buy the fucking buy the fucking shirt. I don't feel like getting up and standing and turning around so you can see the back of the shirt, but you know what I mean, let the band play net. Shout out to our dog Conrad Reed, Jared Reed, 5 legend, media man himself. Got another shirt. Flock around and find out. You know, hey man, buy these damn shirts and get your do-rag, you know, to support it. Because who is Swac?
Who
if I ain't Swac?
Who is? Who
Baby?
is? I ain't got to Obama hug you. Man, we out, man. Peace.